So here we go, tapping your karate chop point. Although I feel frustration at a 6, repeat after me, please.
Although I'm feeling frustration at a 6.
Even thinking of the title of this movie,
Even thinking of the title of this movie.
The Lawnmower,
The Lawnmower.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
All right, so although I feel this intensity at a 6,
Although I feel this intensity at a 6.
this frustration, even thinking about the movie title,
Even thinking about the movie title.
The Lawnmower,
The Lawnmower.
I completely and deeply
I completely and deeply
accept myself.
accept myself.
So when you feel this frustration, Russell, where do you feel it in your body, if you do?
In my throat.
In your throat. What does it feel like in your throat?
Well, I'm clearing my throat often, and it's congestion, it's a heaviness, it's a hindrance, it's
What size is it?
size.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, first thing that came to my mind was a bowling ball.
Excellent. Okay.
Heavy, big, black.
Okay. So this is third round on the setup statement. Although I feel this frustration in my throat,
Although I feel this frustration in my
the
throat.
size of a bowling ball,
The size of a bowling ball.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
accept myself.
accept myself.
Tapping in between your eyebrows, this frustration,
This frustration.
side of eyes. Take a nice deep breath in here, side of eyes, this frustration.
This frustration.
Make sure you're really hitting the eye bone. Yeah, beautiful. Excellent.
This frustration.
This frustration underneath your eyes. This frustration.
This frustration.
All right, underneath your nose. This bowling ball in my throat.
This bowling ball in my throat.
All right. All right, under the lip. This frustration.
This frustration.
Good. Nice deep breath in. Yeah, and good. Make sure you keep your eyes open. I mean, normally I'm looking at folks,
They're open.
but I'm seeing you from the side here. I got you, but there you go. All right, this frustration.
This frustration.
Nice deep breath in. Under the arm, this frustration.
This frustration.
Okay. And top of the head, this frustration.
This frustration.
Okay. All right, without going further into it, just thinking about the title of this movie, give me your level of intensity, 0 to 10.
First number that came into my mind was 5.
5, okay. And where are you feeling that in your body?
In my throat.
Okay. And does it still feel like a bowling ball?
Honey, it seems a little smaller.
How much smaller?
I would say it is 1/4 smaller.
Give me an object that you might remind you, if you
A
can.
volleyball, which is a little smaller than a bowling ball, maybe?
Okay.
Isn't it?
Did the color change too?
No, color is still... Actually, the colors may be a little grayish.
What color was it? Black?
Black. Absolutely black, heavy
Okay.
black. Now it's grayish and a little bit smaller.
Okay. And is it still frustration when you think of the movie title?
Yes. Yeah.
You hesitate a little bit there.
Pardon
You hesitate a little bit. Could you tell me more about that?
Well, there's lots of words that represent that movie title.
Uh-huh.
And I chose the word frustration because you wanted one word.
Uh-huh.
So I would say that generally frustration is still pretty much a word that would definitely represent the situation.
Okay, here we go. Tapping the karate chop point. Although I still feel this frustration,
Although I still feel this frustration.
I feel it at a 5.
I feel it at a 5.
It's not a 6.
It's not a 6.
It's not black.
It's not black.
It's gray.
It's gray.
It's a gray area.
It's gray.
It's still in my throat.
Still in my throat.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
accept myself.
accept myself.
Right, so although I feel this frustration,
Although I feel this frustration.
I know what this frustration feels like.
I know what this frustration feels like.
It's not a 6.
It's not a 6.
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
It's not black.
It's not black.
It's gray.
It's gray.
And I deeply and completely
And I deeply and completely
accept myself.
accept myself.
I accept this gray.
I accept this
I
gray.
accept this frustration.
I accept this frustration.
And I know I'm okay.
What?
I know I'm
And I
okay.
know I'm okay.
Right? So although I still feel this frustration,
And although I still feel this
a
frustration,
lot of words to describe it. A lot of words to
a lot
describe
of
it.
words to describe it.
Frustration describes it best.
Frustration describes it best.
I deeply and
I
completely
deeply and completely
accept myself.
accept myself.
Tapping in between your eyebrows. Right? This gray.
This gray.
Not black.
Not black.
Okay, side of eyes. Right. This frustration.
This frustration.
This remaining frustration.
This remaining frustration.
Underneath your eyes. This remaining frustration.
This remaining frustration.
Underneath your nose. This remaining blockage in my throat.
This remaining blockage in my throat.
Not as big as before.
Not as big as before.
Still there.
Still there.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Underneath your lip. This remaining
This
frustration.
remaining frustration.
Collarbone point. This remaining
This
frustration.
remaining frustration.
Go ahead and take a deep breath here. Just thinking about the title, not the movie, okay? Good. How you doing?
Good.
Excellent. Usually on camera?
Am I usually on camera?
Yeah.
I was an actor for 35 years, so
Really?
maybe I was, yeah.
Oh, man, you're much better at this than I am. Underneath your arm, this remaining frustration.
This remaining frustration.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. And top of your head, this remaining frustration.
This remaining frustration.
Okay, good. I want to go back in. I want to understand, thinking about the title and the title alone, I want to understand what's your level of intensity?
First number that comes to my mind is 3.
3, okay. All right. I a lot of times take a 3, and I'd like to continue a little bit here, though, okay, before we step in. So would you still consider it frustration?
Yes.
Okay. And do you still have blockage in your throat?
Less frustration, and yes, I do.
I like the less frustration. What size or dimensions? What's the blockage in your throat? How would you describe it to
I
me?
mean, from black bowling ball to gray,
Volleyball.
I would say it's pretty much the same as that. The gray, it's maybe it's a little bit lighter color than
Okay.
gray. It's light gray now.
Okay. That's change. You know, that's one thing that's important to remember is that even change, it's important for you to let me know, even if it seems slight, it's change, and we want to factor that in.
Even if you don't ask me?
Even if I don't ask you.
Okay.
Especially if I don't ask you.
Oh, oh no. Okay.
Okay, so we got frustration at a 3, and it's light gray, and is it the same size? 2-minute warning, okay.
Yes, same size.
Same size, all right. So, we're gonna tap. All right. So although I still have this frustration at a 3,
Although I still have this frustration at 3.
okay. Is it important to you to keep this frustration?
Is it important for me to keep this frustration?
Yeah, you're willing to let it go. What are you willing to do with this frustration?
I'd be more than happy to let it go.
You're more than happy to let it go. Okay, all right. And this light gray volleyball,
And this light gray volleyball,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
So although I have this frustration at a 3,
And although I have this frustration at a 3,
this remaining
this
frustration,
remaining frustration,
it's not a 6,
not a 6,
it's not a 5.
not a 5.
I can move it. I can move
I
it.
can move it.
I deeply and completely accept
I
myself.
deeply and completely accept myself.
Right, so although I have this remaining frustration at a 3,
And although I have this remaining frustration at a 3,
I'd be willing to get rid of it.
I am willing to get rid of it.
I completely and deeply accept myself without it.
I deeply and completely accept myself without it.
In between your eyebrows, this remaining
This
frustration.
remaining frustration,
It's frustrating,
it's frustrating.
having this frustration.
Having this frustration,
Stop frustrating me
stop frustrating me
with this frustration.
with this frustration.
It's not a 6,
Not a 6,
it's not a 5,
not a 5,
it's not a 3.
not a 3.
It does move,
Does move.
right, under your lip. I'd be willing
I'd be willing
to live without this frustration.
to live without this frustration.
Okay, nice. Oh, keep tapping. I liked your release, but keep tapping.
Like what?
Nothing.
I missed that.
This remaining frustration.
This remaining frustration.
I could be just as happy without it.
I could be just as happy without it.
I'd be happier without
I'd be
it.
happier without
I'm
it.
willing to let it go.
I'm willing to let it go.
Why would I want it?
Why would I want it?
Okay.
Softball.
Ah, softball. Good.
Softball size.
There you go.
It just kind of went boink.
Really?
That was my vision, that this gray volleyball is now a softball.
Absolutely. Tap under your arm for
I'm
me,
amazed
please.
about that.
I know. I love when you're amazed.
So interesting.
I know, it is, isn't it? It really is. It's pretty fascinating, right? Because you think, wow, this is so simple. Look like I'm tapping on my arm. I look like a monkey or something. But, you know, how does this work,
Well,
right?
I have a tendency to scrutinize things, but I just saw that thing go bonk.
Excellent. Top of your head. It's remaining in frustration.
It's remaining frustration.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so I got my 2-minute warning, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak away. We really haven't done that yet. Is that okay?
What number are you now?
2.
2, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to sneak away for the movie. Is that all right, or you?
I'm just curious, what is your number for the movie itself now? Do you have a number for the movie itself, not the title?
I would say, I mean, when the lawnmower is not around, right now, it's probably a 2. But you bring the lawnmower, I didn't mean to bring that in, but right now, I think it's a 2. But my question was going to be, what happens if the lawnmower comes in?
We love that.
I mean, that's where my mind goes with that story. But I'll be interested to see, because when I get home, I'll have to cut the grass again. I'll think of all of you.
The grass will keep growing, I'll have to cut it again after that.
That's right. It's like getting tested.
You know, Lil, why just try taking a chunk of the movie, like the first emotional crescendo, so we can you know, neutral point that point.
I'd love to.
So we can, yeah.
Yeah.
Down to a 2 now on the title, yeah. So.
Okay. So,
I feel very interesting about that lawnmower right now.
right, like you're not afraid, but you're
I don't
frustrated,
know.
you're curious?
I don't know. I'll have to maybe.
Like you
have
just
some
made
time.
friends with the lawnmower?
Maybe not friends.
All right. Maybe buy it a beer? Or
We're starting a relationship.
All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. So we got you down, got the intensity down a little bit around the movie title. So what I want you to do, without going too far into the movie, is we want to establish a neutral point. So pick a point before the actual incident when everything was just flowing.
That's easy.
Okay, good. Could you give me a name for that? Or
Mowing the grass.
Mowing. You were mowing the grass. Okay. Okay, I got to be careful with my wording on this one. Okay. Okay, mowing the grass. Okay, so that's your neutral point. You're just there, you're mowing the grass. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to start, push play on the movie, but I need for you to let me know when you hit the point in the movie where your intensity increases.
Well, you'll know.
All right. All right. So go ahead and push play.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, right there.
Okay, push pause. Okay, to help me understand what your intensity is.
Well, it jumps pretty quick.
Okay.
Probably to a 7.
7? And
'Cause I know the issue.
Okay, well, give me the name for it. Give me something to tap
The
with.
bagger's clogged.
Okay, okay, excellent. All right.
Bad design.
Feel it anywhere in your body?
I would think that I have a tendency to dig it here.
Okay. Well, how would you describe it there?
Well, it's the bowling ball again.
Bowling ball. Okay, excellent. And what color is it?
When I allow myself to go into that place, it's black again.
Okay. All right.
And it stays black for a while in this
Right.
movie.
Let's tap that karate chop point, right? Right. So although I feel the bagger's clogged at a 7,
Although I feel the bagger's clogging at a 7,
right, this bowling ball in my throat,
this bowling ball in my throat,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
All right, so although I feel the bagger's clogged at a 7,
Although I feel the bagger's clogged at a 7,
this bowling ball in my
this
throat,
bowling ball in my throat,
this black ball,
this black ball,
it's okay.
it's okay.
I completely and deeply
I completely and deeply
accept myself.
accept myself.
Right? So although I feel this bagger's clogged,
So although I feel this bagger's clogged,
now while I'm saying this, I want you to kind of, keep present what else is going on. What does it smell like? What does it sound like? What does it look like? Just for the bagger's clog.
just keep it to me, don't tell you.
You can tell me if you want.
It smells like grass.
All right.
I can see the grass
Smell like
clogged.
grass. Keep
I lift
tapping,
up the
keep
thing,
tapping.
I lift
Okay.
up the lid
Right.
and see the bagger's clogged.
Okay, lovely. Okay. All right, so you got the action of lifting. So I want you to keep that in mind, okay?
Okay.
Tapping in between your eyes. This 7,
This 7,
bagger's clog.
bagger's clogged.
Side of eyes. Breathe for me. Just a little bit, not a lot. I'm kidding. You can breathe a lot.
What?
You can breathe a lot.
I am breathing a lot.
The bagger's clogged.
The bagger's clogged.
Okay, underneath your eyes. The bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Underneath your nose. The bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Underneath your lip. I can see it.
I can see it.
I'm lifting it.
I'm
The
lifting.
bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Okay. Bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Words sound funny after you say them over and over again, don't they?
They do.
Bagger's clogged.
It's like Davenport. It's like Davenport.
Davenport.
The bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged. Okay, breathe. Bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
Yes, it is. It's clogged.
Again.
What?
Again is an important word.
The bagger's clogged
Bagger's
again.
Bagger's clogged again.
Underneath your arm. Good. Nice deep breath in. Yep, it's clogged again.
It's clogged again.
Yes, it is.
And it clogs about 10 times in a row.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it a beer.
I know. The bagger's clogged.
The bagger's clogged. Top of your head. The bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
I know it's clogged.
I know it's clogged.
Clogs all the time.
Clogs all the time.
10 times.
10 times.
Can't even talk to it.
Can't even talk.
Can't reason with it.
Can't reason with it.
Bagger's clogged.
Bagger's clogged.
All right. Okay. All right. What's your intensity on the bagger's clogged?
Number?
Mm-hmm.
The first number that came to my mind, which is bypassing my thinking about it and allowing me to just kind of get an intuition about it, was a 1. Wow. And my first visual was a golf ball. Wow. And you know, there used to be a technique about headaches, and you ask a person with a headache what color it has, what size it has, and what shape it has. And that procedure, when the person has a headache, usually goes from dark to light, from jaggedy to a better form, and how much water it holds, and it goes from a big thing of water. So I'm seeing the familiarity between that and this, because I just watched this go from a black bowling ball to a golf ball, and from a 7 to a 1. And I'm pretty skeptical about
I love skeptics.
jumping and saying, oh yes, it's great.
Right. You're not doing it for my sake.
No, not at all.
Whatever, Russell. All right. Okay.
Just wrap it up there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just do a quick sneak away, just because it
Okay.
feels right to me. All right. Tapping that karate chop point. Although I may not be finished with this.
Although I may not be finished with this.
The lawnmower.
The lawnmower.
I have time to reapproach. I have time to
I have
time to take care of this.
To reapproach and take care of this.
Right. And I love and accept
And
myself.
I love and accept myself.
Oops, sorry, threw the L word in there. Okay. Right. So although I may not be done with this,
So, although I may not be done with
I have
this,
time to work on it.
I have time to work on
I'm
it.
fine.
I'm fine.
Right. So although I may not be done with the lawnmower,
So, although I may not be done with the lawnmower,
not going to buy it a beer.
not going to buy it here.
That's right. We're not friends yet.
We're not friends yet.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I have time to work
I
on
have
it.
time to work on it.
Okay. Right. I'll come back.
I'll come back.
Right. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'll work on it.
I'll work on it.
Not ignoring it.
Not ignoring it.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I have time to work on it.
Time to work on it.
Right. Good. Time to work on
Time
it.
to work on it.
Good. Breathe here. Collarbone point first. Collarbone. Yeah. Not that it matters. We can go under your arm, then come back to your collarbone, then go under your arm, go top of your head. One behind the ear. No, we're not going to do that one. All right. I'll come back to it.
Okay. I'll come back to it.
Yeah. Underneath your arm. I'll be back to it.
I'll be back to it.
It'll wait.
It'll wait.
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Right, top of your head. Nice deep breath in. It can wait.
You can wait.
I'll work on it.
I'll work on it.
All right. There we go. All right. So how are you feeling right now?
Interesting.
I love left brain. Left brain likes to go chewing around, and I love that because I love the logical side of EFT, and I love the illogical results.
Well, I don't want to convince myself about something that I shouldn't convince myself about. But I did watch that thing go down from a black bowling ball to a golf ball. And because I find that if I answer quickly and don't think too much about it, like with the color with a headache or the water with a headache, that's the most honest answer that my subconscious can give. And I watched that thing go down to that big. So now I'm dying to go home and cut the grass.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.